a different situation, or let's follow the situation through. Let's say you did get some cockamamie judge who did say to you, get the heck out of the property for whatever reason. Far-fetched example, doesn't really make any sense, but I think it's important to discuss for purposes of understanding how the title insurance policy works. Now you lose the property. You really, truly lose the property. Now what are we going to do? Nothing we could do. We can't really restore anybody's possession. We're just a title company, but we follow court orders. And if the court says this is what they've determined, then we follow the court order. In that case, we're going to do the same thing we did before, except a little bit different. In that case, we're going to cut a check, but instead of cutting a check for $250,000 to the long lost brother, we're going to cut a check for $500,000 to you. Why? You've had a total loss on the policy and the full amount of the policy for $500,000. Again, the scenario is a little bit far-fetched. It's a little bit, of an exaggeration, but I think it's an important one to understand and to discuss so you see how this works. Either way, it's all about money. Either way, we're cutting a check to somebody to settle the claim. Either the full amount of the claim, we throw in the full policy, which in this case is $500,000, or the 50% interest of the long lost brother, a check for $250,000 to the long lost brother. Let's talk a little bit about the value of the policy. I keep using the number $500,000 for this particular property. Obviously, depending on what the purchase price of the property is, it could be any number, ranging from thousands of dollars to tens or hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars. Question I often get asked, which is a very, very fair question and a good question, is, let me ask you something. I bought the property today for $500,000, but the claim doesn't occur for another 10 years. Now the property is not worth $500,000. Now the property is worth $2 million. Right? It was a time of an incredible run-up in real estate value between the time I bought the property and the time the claim went down. Now you, put in the title claim, and it's a $2 million property. Do I have a $2 million policy, or am I still stuck with a $500,000 policy that I bought 10 years ago? The answer is you have a $500,000 policy. You only have a policy for the face value of what you purchased at the time of the closing. However, there is a product that you could purchase that will increase the value of the property, something called the market value rider. A market value rider is a rider that's attached to, that goes with a title insurance policy at the time that the policy is purchased on the date of the closing, that increases the value of the policy to the market value of the property at the time that the claim is put in. So in effect, and I say in effect with big quotes around it, if you buy the market value rider, you can increase the value of the policy. In this case, the example I'm talking about, from $500,000 to $2 million. Okay. I said in effect in quotes. You can't see the quotes, but you could hear in my voice that I said it that way for a reason. And the reason I said it is it doesn't really exactly do that. First of all, let's talk about what it costs. A market value rider adds 10% to the price of the policy. We'll talk in a few minutes about how title insurance is priced, but for argument's sake, under this policy that we've been talking about, let's say the title premium was $2,500. If you buy a market value rider, you've increased the price of the policy by $250. It's now $2,750. That's the price. It adds 10% to the premium. $5,000 premium, it's now $5,500. If it's a $10,000 premium, you're now up to $11,000. It's a 10% markup on the premium. Now let's talk about the fact why I say it's in effect going to increase the value